Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's Ndagre here. Thanks for coming. As always, for the subscribers, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Today's video is something that a lot of people have been tagging me in because I am this person who is not into anything religion. I mean, I used to be, but not anymore. But yeah, guys, watch this clip, come back, and let's talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, people of Russia, today, сегодня, we stand on the precipice of a monumental revelation, a moment that redefines not only our understanding of history, but also the path forward for our great nation. In an extraordinary discovery hidden beneath centuries of lore and legend, we have opened what can only be described as the oldest vault known to mankind. What we found within its ancient confines challenges the very fabric of our beliefs and heralds a new dawn for our country. Within this vault, we discovered figures of biblical proportions, characters that many have read about, debated, and revered. These figures, preserved against the sands of time, reveal a truth that is as profound as it is transformative. They are all black. This revelation, this undeniable truth, stands before us not as a contradiction to our faith, but as a testament to the diversity and unity that faith embodies. As your president, I see this moment.
With so many choices on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. So I hired body doubles.
Mountain Peak Tina at a cabin, or Peak Visit Tina at a hotel gym.
So lock it for the ads. Shit, it pisses me off.
Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Because the world rejected you, you created a facade. You created a personality, a persona.
Getting back to the point here.
Hi guys, welcome to another video.
I see this moment not as a challenge to our beliefs, but as an opportunity to embrace a wider, more inclusive understanding. From this day forward, let us proclaim our nation under the guidance of Black Jesus, a figure who represents not just the cornerstone of Christian faith, but also a symbol of the universal values of love, compassion, and brotherhood. This Black Jesus, whose likeness and history have been unveiled from the oldest vault, is a message to us all that divinity knows no color, that spiritual truth transcends race, and that our common humanity binds us more tightly than our differences divide us. Let this discovery remind us that history is not just the story of those who wield power, but also of those whose contributions have been overlooked or forgotten.
Please forgive us. As I speak, I'm going to ask the white Americans in the room to please repeat after me. On behalf of myself and on behalf of my country, to you and all African Americans, from the beginning of our nation's history, in honor of your ancestors and on behalf of your children, please hear this from my heart. I apologize. Please forgive us. With this prayer, I acknowledge the depth of the evils that have been perpetrated against Black people. From slavery, to lynchings, to white supremacist laws, to the denial of voting rights, to all the ways, both large and small, all of them evil, all of them wrong, for all the oppression and all of the injustices. I apologize. Please forgive us.
But I need to put this out there and put this out.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakat Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles, the great millstone. peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity, and unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayat Madah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. Salakia, give me a second. All right, so this video here is entitled Must See, White People Apologize to Black People After Russia, Black Jesus Revealed. So ever since Putin opened up what is considered to be the oldest fault in the world, revealed, the truth, the faces of the actual judges and priests and kings of the earth, which are the Israelites. Now, of course you have, but this is just, and you have white people apologizing to black people after this whole revelation here, but this whole apologizing is just another one of Esau's tactics. So don't fall for it, because it doesn't matter under any circumstances or the context of things, Esau Edom is going to always hate you, Jacob. Okay? So don't let his seemingly wholehearted apology fool you. Okay? Now we're going to go ahead and get a couple scripts, and then we're going to finish watching this video here. This is going to be the book of Hebrews. It's going to be the book of Hebrews. It's going to be chapter 12. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. And it says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. 17. For ye know how that afterward, when he inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. Okay? So, Esau Edom, he is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. He's the devil. Okay? Even though he's crafty in his ways, sweet with his lips and his words, but you cannot trust him. Okay? He is a fornicator and a profane person. Okay? Esau Edom is everything abominable and contrary to the scriptures. Okay? So these so-called white people in these churches, these so-called Christian or whatever churches they're in, that are apologizing to the people of color that join those churches, whether it be, Negro, Latino, Native American, or so on and so forth. But deep down, we all know that in their spirit, the Lord has it in their spirit to where they will never feel bad about what they've done. They're going to always hate you. Okay, this is going to be 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. And it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Of course, we're not ignorant of his tactics, his deceitful ways. Okay? We're not we're not going to fall for his tactics, because as the scriptures say, never trust thine enemy. In fact, that's in the book of Sirach, chapter 10. Sirach chapter 12, Salakia, chapter 12, verse 10. And it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. So even though these so-called white people, they may apologize, they may seem like they truly do feel sorry, because that's part of humbling themselves and feeling that and try to seem like they're shamefaced, but no, because we're not gonna, no matter, just we're not gonna get no reparations for all that's happened to us, and these apologies, they're just nothing more than a ploy to get you to drop your guard down, and then when that moment comes, that's you cannot trust this damn devil, not for any reason whatsoever. So let me just go and continue playing the clip here.
The white Jews that you and I have honored and been taught all these years are God's chosen people is an absolute lie. They are imposters. They are fake. They are descendants of the Romans. We have been duped.
And it's true. According to Revelations chapter 2. Let me get it real quick here. Revelation chapter 2. And it says here, verse 9. And it says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Okay? So, yeah, they're the synagogue of Satan. They are liars. Okay? Liars, thieves. And they're imposters. Okay? Cannot trust you. It may just take Jake. It just may take to the end of all this for Jake to learn that these people, they were never on your side. They were never your friend. Okay, and it's a damn shame that it has to come to that. And it says here in the book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 20. And let's see. In fact, let me see here. Hold on. This is, excuse me. This is going to be Numbers chapter 24. Yeah, I'm going to start at verse 20. And it says, and when he looked on Amalek, and Amalek, those are the elites. They are, Amalek is the grandson of Esau. So, yeah, they're called Amalekites because they're of the elite, but they're still Edomites nonetheless. It's just that there's a hierarchy to their so-called, to their social status here. To their nation here, but the Black Hats, before the 1940 the Black Hats. Just leave it at that. And then I'm gonna continue reading. It says here, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Okay, so Amalek, who's ultimately Esau, his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Okay, when it talks about the first of the nations, I was talking about he was the greatest of the nations, meaning that he had the not greatest, but gosh, how can I put it? I take that back. Not the greatest of the nations, but he had that power. He had that power over the other nations, and but his latter end shall be that of course, captivity for 1,000 years, harsh captivity for 1,000 years, but ultimately he's going to be done away with after it's over. Okay, and then it says, roughly paraphrasing, that the Lord shall have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So, once again, no matter what the case is with these devils, you cannot trust them, even though they humble themselves. Because, when you look in that mirror and you find out that this man is the same fucking person that he has always been, and that he will never change.
To believe that our black family members are low-life monsters created to be slaves and nothing more than that. But the truth is the absolute opposite. They are the chosen of God. They are the chosen of Yah.
And it's not Yah, it's Yahweh.
President Putin unveiled things they have from their archives. They say 1,000 years in their archives. And they showed that Sayyidina Isa salam to be dark-skinned. And images that are associated with the people of Sayyidina Isa salam, dark-skinned. And from what we told from Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Sayyidina Musa salam was very dark-skinned. 70,000 prophets of Allah, now these ulama are finally admitting, out of 124,000, 70,000 dark-skinned prophets, that to know a truth and to deceive a people and to make a certain race of people as if they're more important than others.
As you see in the video, that is actually what.
And truth be told, before Edomites even came, all the nations were dark-skinned. The so-called Asians were dark-skinned until Esau Edom got up in there and started mingling his seed, bringing out these light-skinned Indians that look pale, or as they call them, light yellow or whatever. Same thing with Ishmael. Ishmael, the so-called Arabs, they were dark. They still, a lot of them still are. Okay, now, a lot of, like I said, the whole world was melanated before, Esau Edom started going around doing his thing, being a colonizer, that's just his nature. And, let's go back here what this man said.
Prophets of Allah, now these ulama are finally admitting, out of 124,000, 70,000 dark-skinned prophets, that to know a truth and to deceive a people and to make a certain race of people as if they're more important than others.
As you see in the video.
Well, let's see what the scriptures say about the Israelites. Let's get a Deuteronomy. In fact, let me go back to Numbers real quick here. Let me see. Numbers 24 and let me start at 17. Numbers 24 and 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. Verse 18, and Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall be valiantly. In verse 19, out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion. And who is that talking about? Yahushai. And shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. So that star out of Jacob and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. Talking about Yahushai. Okay? Okay, Yahushai is going to return and he's going to set everything back in order. But first, he's going to gather up his elect and destroy this place. And then he's going to come back with the heavenly host. Then he's going to come with the heavenly host and the 144,000. And he's going to subdue these nations. Okay? And Esau Edom, he's going to be a possession. And as for what that one dude said about a certain race being better than others, well, let's see what the scriptures say. Exodus 19. Exodus 19, and actually I'll start at I'll start at verse 5, just to get to the point here. Exodus 19 and 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. So, and this was the Lord talking to the children of Israel. So, a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. So yes, we are better than everybody else. But the reason why it doesn't seem that way is because of our disobedience, that we had to suffer this shame and captivity. All right, now let's go back to Ecclesiasticus. Okay, that's going to be Ecclesiasticus chapter 12. Now, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12, and it says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. So, therefore, never put your faith and trust in this devil, okay? Never join in arms with him. You know, how can I put another word for this? Don't affiliate yourself with him, because we know what he is, we know who he is, and we know his MO. Okay? And if you do join hand in hand with him, as it said here in the last part of verse 12, at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. So if Esau Edom uses them sweet lips and that fake humility just to get you to let your guard down, and when the opportunity presents itself, that, you know, just remember, you were warned. That's your ass. Okay, verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? 14. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? Verse 14 just said it right there. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? So if you go to someone who you know isn't right and you defile yourself with him, you join hand in hand with him and doing those unpleasant things, you know, who's going to pity you when that time comes, when judgment comes, when the Lord decides to pay you a visit? Verse 15, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. Okay, he will not hesitate to take the opportunity to overthrow you. So don't again, never trust thine enemy. 16, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. 18, he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. So Esau Edom is the master of deception. He will play the role of being friendly, kind, and respectful and humble. He will do that just to get you to earn his trust. That's part of his craftiness. That's part of his devices. But you got to look past all that and see him for what he really is. Okay? Look behind that mask of softness and see that this man has every intention on getting rid of you. Okay? Now let's keep keep going here.
That is actually what went down recently. Like, is it like 3 days ago, 4 days ago, where the president of Russia, apparently in 2024, after all this time, something that they've actually known for the longest time, now decided, like, you know what, it's time for Black people to get to see this on a bigger platform, on a global scale. And I really find it funny because me as an African looking into everything and seeing how we've been manipulated for the longest time, and you also question yourself of all the years that have been coming on and passing, why now? Why in 2024? It's why I do not even subscribe to religions anymore, because everybody uses religion to manipulate, most especially Black people. And I think by now we should have realized that everybody else from the Western countries knows where to press to get our attention as Africans or Black people as a whole. Because I mean, Russia wants to come into the continent. They want to have a piece of the pie of what we have in the continent. And what better way to get it other than being on the good side, quote unquote, of African people or Black people. So this person to bring up these things is not to impress you as Africans or Black people, my dear. It's to get your attention. Because ask yourself, why now? It's like my biggest question. Why now? Of course, I'm glad that it's out, and for African people or Black people.
You know, as the scriptures say, for we can do nothing for the truth but be like Salakia, but you know, the truth always comes out. You know, I just can't think of that scripture right now. For we can do nothing but be for the truth. I can't get into my head there, Salakia, but this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. As it says, the scriptures say, Salakia, hold on. The scripture said, roughly paraphrasing, that you know they shall, their tongue shall fall upon themselves. So you know, by Putin revealing all of this, he's basically telling you that the people who've been looked down as the scum of the earth, those are the real judges, priests, and kings, while our people were nothing but liars. We stole from them. That's why here in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 6. And it says, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. Verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Verse 8, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Okay? So Yahweh Shemel Shai is the one controlling these devils on the left-hand side to reveal the truth. That, you know, saying, look, the people that we've been oppressing, you know, rape, rob, murder, oppress, enslave, and false indoctrinate, those are the true people of the Lord. While we just took their place and came up with a big lie to deceive the whole world. Okay? And in verse 8, I'll read verse 8 again. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, through his prophets, through this word, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, when Yahweh Shai makes his return. Okay? So, it's only through the will and power of the Father that, you know, on the left-hand side, that he's the one that's controlling these devils, and he's the one that's using Esau, Edom, to tell the truth and to expose himself. Okay? So, this is nothing, this is, you know, this is, this here, let's see here, but you know, that's just it's just, how can I put it? Like I said, that's just the Lord, you know. It's, like I said, Yahweh Shemel Shai is the master chess player. Alright, let me see here. That's not it. Let's see here. Let me go back. So let me get this is gonna be Psalms 94. This is gonna be Psalms 94. And it's gonna be verse 20. And it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? 21, they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. 22, but the Lord is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off. In their own wickedness, yeah, the Lord our power shall cut them off. So verse 20, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? No. Which frameth mischief by a law? So how can wickedness have fellowship with righteousness? It's not going to work. You can't fellowship with devils. You can't. It's just, that's, you know, that's like putting apples with oranges. They don't match. Okay? And like it says here in 20, they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. So, in their heart, like I said in Psalms 55, yeah, Psalms 55, Slakia. Psalms 55 and is it 55? Let's see. Slovakia. No, it wasn't that at all. Slovakia, just give me a second. Where is it? Where? I think it was Psalms. Oh, there we go. Slovakia, I'm sorry for taking so long. But just roughly paraphrase, because I'm not going to spend too much time looking for it, but basically, like I said, he came with the sweet lips, sweet as honey, but war was in his heart. But, you know, that's Esau, Edom. Okay? So, watch what happens during the midst of Jacob's trouble. Let's see if these Edomites are still going to own up to that apology. More than likely, and most definitely they're not.
To take away this inferiority that we had or we have in us, that God only liked or loved these faces. I think it's very important that we have a picture of somebody that looks like us when we are praying to. Because every time when you have an image of something that you're praying to that does not look like you or represent you in any way,
and you know, the scriptures do say that the Lord did make a difference between the Egyptians, who are so-called Africans, and Israel. Yeah, sure, we look the same, but we are not from the same bloodline. The so-called Africans, the Hamites, they're from Ham. Okay, the Israelites are from the bloodline of Shem. So we may look similar, but we are very different. We are not the same.
Want to try to morph to be like it or to look like it, and it's what a lot of Africans have had and still have today, where when you go to churches, when you go to mosques, the faces, the names, everything that represents God or creation is in the face of these people. So they made themselves superior. They made themselves be like it's them that were the chosen ones. It's them that they were loved more. And us to feel like, oh, we are just pieces of everything that they just had to wake up and we just have to follow. We just have to be below these people. So when Africans get that image that the being that they are praying to looks like them, I think it's something that will give us confidence or give my people confidence. And
it's more than just confidence, it's the truth. But you know, like I said, we're not Africans or Israelites, but I'm just going to go ahead and get to the point because I don't want to make this too long. This is going to be Ezekiel 35 and 5. And this is the reason why you don't ever trust this man. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Verse 6, therefore as I live, saith the Lord, power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Okay, so blood for blood, man. Blood for blood. It doesn't matter how much you apologize or how much you beg. Esau, Edom, you have to pay for what you did. And you have no one to blame but yourself for this. Okay, so with that, I hope this was edifying to the elect.
Believing themselves as a people, and it also gets you to understand everything they've ever said that is dark or black is evil becomes a lie now, because if you see the face of Jesus, as they say, quote unquote, as a black man with locks, where also our hair has been demonized. Having locks is something that makes you look criminal, something that makes you feel like you are not clean or representable. So having these images come to light, where we see they have our African hair, they have our thick hair, they have our skins, they have our faces, they have our features. Everything you're going to find is a black face. Even the pharaohs were black beings. So it brings in confidence that you never had before. And I think it's what has been boosting like majority of these people that are coming out now to like apologize to black people because of the things they've been doing. And I'm not trying to put the crimes on the people of today, of 2024, but if you look into the history, they saw themselves as the face of God. They felt more superior, they felt more higher than anybody else. So that is the confidence I really want Africans and black people to have today, and know that everything that we represent is good and is goodness, not to have this entitlement, not to have this character that makes us feel like we are better, but to have an understanding that who we are is enough, and also we are a representation of creation. I still stick to my African spirituality because it has taught me to believe in myself and not to seek validation from these pictures that these same people that came and did atrocities have been hiding from you. They knew. I've been seeing a lot of videos where they are kneeling down to a black woman, especially a black woman. But when it comes to when they want to take advantage of the situation because they need something from us, that's when now they want to bring out these things. And so we should be like grateful. Like, you want us to be like, you want me to be grateful? Of course, I'm happy that the things are coming out, but it's not something to look at and be like, oh, this man loves African people, he loves black people, that's why he's doing this. No, he's doing this for his own interest, and also in case WAR happens. Just saying, he wants to be on the good side of black people. Can we like stop letting people manipulate us with these things? And also seeing these white people apologizing to black people. I don't know if I should take it in, I mean, why is it that you have to apologize and show that you care after things start unfolding? Like, why have you not been taking these steps? Of course, there are some that have been sharing on this channel, but seeing that they are now starting to panic, tells you a lot. When these people see that things are coming out and they've always seen themselves as better, as the strongest, as the innovators, as the face of God, as the ones that went and discovered everything, as the ones that somehow started or created civilization, and each and every day things are unfolding to go back to African or Black people, it's scary. It's effing scary, and I love to see it. I mean, it doesn't take away that I have white people in my life, but I mean, seeing that the truth is making them panic tells you a lot on how they do not want to see systems change, because they have this sense in them that if things change, they think we are going to do the same things they've done to us for centuries and generations of time to them, which I actually don't believe, because I mean, look at us, Black people, African people. I would say we are the least violent group of people on this planet. So it is actually more scary for these people that now they want to get on our good side. You can literally say these things to please the congregation, but do you really mean them? Are you just saying them to somehow feel like you are doing better? I think the way for them to come out and show that they are doing better is when they start talking about reparation of Black people, especially those in America, because if you're just going to benefit from the system and just apologize but let the system continue to happen the way it is and still oppress other groups of people, then I think the apologies don't mean anything. They really don't matter. And if we look into other groups of people, they got reparations, but when it comes to Black people, then people want to say we want to take handouts, which really doesn't make sense. If you want to see change, as you guys are now coming up to the reality that everything you are taught is a lie and you are not really what you thought you are, is other groups of people, it's people that probably look like me, you need to do better. Until you do that, these words, these apologies, these confessions, they really mean nothing. It's also funny that we have this Muslim preacher who was, saying the same things of how Putin, showed people about the Black Jesus and blah, blah, blah. And he sounded so disappointed. He was like, yeah, there are Black faces, Black prophets, and blah, blah, blah. He was.
Well, under Esau Edom's rule, and in his world, yeah, having dark skin is shown that you are inferior, while having a lighter tone of skin is showing that you are superior. That's part of his deception, his agenda. In fact, I'm going back to 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. I'm going to start at the top, verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him. Verse 2, that ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach Yahushua is at hand. Verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin being revealed, the son of perdition. That falling away is talking about a rebellion. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, so the son of destruction, the man of sin. Talking about you, Esau Edom. Verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the power, showing himself that he is the power. So Esau Edom goes above and beyond to try to show these people that he is not just the chosen, but he is the most powerful. He's the one, that he's God. He's prideful, and that's why the Lord has to take him down. And the fact that the truth is coming out, that's just making him panic. He's getting sloppy. He doesn't know what to do. But he has to come down with that great wrath. He's just going to have to say, fuck it. Let's go ahead and do what we got to do to save what little left we have. But it's not going to happen.
It was really funny for me to watch. Like, I just kept laughing about these things. Because, I mean, the world and how nature was created, the truth always prevails. The truth always comes out. Whether when, whether how, It always does. So seeing that disappointment on his face was an icing on the cake, and I love seeing it, as well as seeing these people panic and now starting to apologize, as well as now want to get on our good side. Speaks volumes that having an image of a creator in your image really makes you feel superior and better, and is getting away from them, is slipping away from them, and they can't take it, they can't stand it. But
Yeah, of course they can't stand it, because the Lord was never with them to begin with. Okay, and of course all these other heathen nations, they don't like it either. But hey, that just goes to show you that who we are. And Jake, none of these other heathen nations, they're not your friends either. They hate you just as much. They hate you just as much as Esau Edom does. Okay? They hate you. Why? Because Yahweh Shemashai chose you. Alright, and with that, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kwadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostle, the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akiam that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Ba'ath Dabadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharallah, Shalom, Barakatham.